Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Gianna Lian and today we are back with another spoiler-free reading vlog, but this time I wanted to let you guys choose what I read this week because we all know how it goes. I'm extremely indecisive and I really want to try to get through my April TBR that I set for myself this month. I was so close to completing it last month, so I feel like I can do it this month. So I need your guys' help. So over on Instagram, I'm going to be doing polls throughout the week asking you guys what book I should read between two options. It's in your guys' hands. I'm leaving it up to you guys, so you better not let me down. Obviously, this reading vlog is going to be completely spoiler-free, and I think I'm going to keep majority of the ratings to the very end of the video because I've realized that it's not good for me to just read a book, rate it, and call it a day. I need to let my thoughts sink in a little bit more because there were so many books last month that I rated off the bat, and then I stuck with that rating throughout the whole month. And then by my wrap-up, I changed so many of those ratings. So most of these ratings are going to be at the end, but I will give like my immediate thoughts right after I finish the book, if that makes sense. I did post the first story like a few hours ago, I want to say, so I've let it sit and the results are in. The two options for the books that I gave you were Paper Princess by Erin Watt. This is supposedly a 5-star read. If you watch my TBR video, I predicted that this one was going to be 5 stars. Darker romance, hopefully. And then the complete opposite, I posted The Honey Don't List by Christina Lauren, which is obviously a lot fluffier of a read. So with both of these, they're pretty much the complete opposite. So I was very curious to see what ones you guys were going to choose out of these two because of how different they are. Paper Princess actually won with 58%, with The Honey Don't List with 42%. Craziness. I was not expecting that, to be honest, because Christina Lauren is a more known author in the book community than Erin Watt, and I know this book is just becoming popular, so I was surprised to say the least. But with this being the winner, I am actually excited to go into this pretty early in the month. I don't know like anything about it, but this one blurb is what caught me to buy this book, like convinced me to buy this book at the bookstore. From strip clubs and truck stops to southern coastal mansions and prep schools, one girl tries to stay true to herself. These royals will ruin you. Seems like it's gonna be really good. I'm really hoping it's a darker romance. I feel like I haven't read one of those in a really long time. This is definitely the type of book that I need right now. But we're gonna start the reading vlog off with reading this and we're just gonna see how it goes. It's a beautiful day outside. It's supposed to get to like 18 degrees and in Canada, early April, that's pretty good. This whole week it's supposed to be pretty good weather. I'm gonna read outside to kick off this reading vlog because it just seems like a vibe. Seems like something I definitely wanna do, and I'll keep you guys updated.
Been to California, never been to LA, so I'll stay home and write.
Okay, you guys, I just made it to chapter 3 already. I don't even know what page that is. Page 17. And honestly, like, it's sad to see like what people have to do to make ends meet. That's at least what we've gotten so far because Ella and her mom are clearly struggling. Like her whole entire life they've always been struggling. She doesn't have a dad or anything like that. But when her mom dies, she didn't tell anyone that she died because she's only 17, so she technically isn't an adult and she needs a guardian. So no one knows that her mom died. She still like forges all her mom's signatures and stuff like that. So basically she's all alone and she needs to like find a job to pay her own rent and stuff at 17 years old and go to school. She's still in high school. So with the first 2 chapters, it's just really sad to see like what she's doing to like make as much money to like survive on her own by herself. That's the first update. It's just really freaking sad. So far, we already got to meet one of the royals already in the first 2 chapters. It's gonna get juicy real fast, but right now that's all I've kind of wanted to say because she's struggling. She's like struggling.
My friends are getting married, so I lay here, watch the ceiling fan go round and round.
Definitely made this good this morning. Good morning, you guys. Obviously had to start off my morning with a coffee. Are we surprised? Probably not. Probably not. Anyways, this is like the best part of my days half the time. So it was necessary. I'm gonna put everything away and then I'm gonna give you guys the reading updates because I have a big one. So last time I updated you guys, I'm pretty sure I was only like 3 chapters in on like page 20 something. That was like my first update for you guys. we made a bigger dent. We're on chapter 10 now, page 82, and I'm loving it. I knew I was going to, but I'm absolutely loving it. We're already getting into it, let's just say that. It definitely has me hooked, and that's exactly what I wanted it to do. But like, I'm just so intrigued because take it, picture this. I'm gonna set the scene for you. We have the royal family. They're so rich, like rich to the point that it doesn't even make sense. It makes you think sometimes when you look at someone and you're like, how are you so rich? That's the royals. Then we have Ella. She's from poverty, literally been on her own for like 2-3 years ever since her mom died. So now she's like just homeless. Callum Royal comes in and he basically takes in Ella as her guardian, basically like that, because he was best friends with Ella's dad that sadly passed away. So I don't know where that came from and like why Callum just wants to take Ella under his wing all of a sudden. Like, I don't really understand that yet. I'm sure we're gonna get more backstory on that. But when Callum brings Ella over to his mansion, he has 5 sons and all of them hate her. And like, you can tell it's gonna get messy. That's basically all we're at right now, is that Ella has met the 5 sons. She's settled in and trying to get used to her life being so different and being able to have all these things and turning off her instincts of like having to survive, because that's all she knows and that's all she's been doing for the past few years. So yeah, I'm just very curious to see what happens with the whole brother situation, and I'm kind of nervous for her, can't lie, because they seem pretty freaking scary. They're just giving like that mysterious like mafia vibe. That's what this book is giving, mafia vibe for sure. But I just wanted to give you guys the quick little update, and I'm really enjoying it. That's like the main thing I wanted to say. Things are starting to take it up a notch. We're starting to get a lot of answers, guys, and fast. I just love how fast-paced this book is moving. I genuinely don't want to put it down, and I genuinely feel like I could read so much of this in like one sitting without feeling like, oh, I'm gonna check my phone, or oh, I'm gonna put the book down, you know? And if a book does that, you know it's gonna be good. But also, Ella's a freaking queen. She is not taking crap from no one. She is a girl boss. She's gonna make these royals regret that they ever messed with her. She's a queen. So I may or may not have gotten absolutely hooked to this book. Surprise, surprise. Not a surprise. You guys, I binged the book. I'm sorry. I got lost into reading it, and I just didn't pick up my camera to give you guys updates throughout, but I can say that I'm really enjoying it, which is not so much as a surprise considering like all the other updates I've given you guys about this book so far. But we're currently on page 285, chapter 30. We're inching over to like, I think 50 pages left of the book. Obviously not much, as you can see. This book is just kind of crazy. It's just so different from the other romance books that I've been picking up recently, and I feel like that's another reason why I'm liking it so much, because it's like a big breath of fresh air from the other ones I've been reading, which I'm not complaining because I've been on a romance kick for a really long time, you guys. And so I feel like with every single romance book I pick up, I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of each one as I keep picking them up because they're all just kind of feeling the same. So this one I think is going to be completely different because just the characters itself, it has a different vibe to it. It is a darker romance, so that definitely makes sense. But I'm just loving Ella, the main character in this. Like, she is a total girl boss. I aspire to be her. She is not taking crap from anyone. The royals are not going to destroy her, which literally says these royals will ruin you. I think Ella is definitely driving this book for me and why I'm enjoying it so much, because I'm just excited to see her character continuing to grow throughout the book and just seeing what she does next. The royals do this to her. What is she gonna do to counteract that and get them back? That's basically the main thing I can say about it, other than the plot is basically just rich people problems. You're dealing with very, very wealthy families, very, very petty rich kids that think that they can do whatever they want. They think they're entitled and everything like that. So rich people problems is what we're dealing with. Some people have definitely been messing with Ella. They're not accepting her because she doesn't come from this world. She doesn't come from all this money and privilege. So when she gets thrown into this new lifestyle, no one's really accepting her because they look at her and they're like, you don't belong here, you know? And plus, again, the royals, they're very, very cold-hearted. They don't really care about anyone except for the 5 of them. them. So seeing them come around slowly, I'm not going to give too much, but seeing them kind of learning to accept her, that she's here to stay, is kind of amazing. I just love it. There's so much character growth. I'm loving it. So we're going to finish this book. I want to finish it today. I did post the second book options on my Instagram story like 10 minutes ago. So by the time I hopefully finish this book, that will sit long enough, and then we can pick our next book already. Yay! I'm so excited to finish it. I don't even know where it's gonna go. You guys, this quote that I have right here kind of explains the book perfectly in my opinion, at least like the general idea of it. It says, "But guess what, sweetie? We're disposable. We're all f***ing disposable to him." She waves a perfectly manicured finger in my face. "Your life is transformed, isn't it? Like some princess out of a fairy tale. But fairy tales aren't real. Girls like us will always turn back into a pumpkin after the ball." Page 292. That just hits. Like, that explains kind of everything in like a kind of poetic way. But I just wanted to share that because it stuck out to me, and plus it kind of makes the whole book make sense of like the general ideas and themes. That's concerning. Last chapter. Well, now I know why there's 5 books in the series. You guys, the book ended in a cliffhanger. With the way that it was going, I kind of assumed that. Well, I thought that the series would continue with this couple alone, but now I know why. I'm really upset this ended off on a cliffhanger, but I already had the next book in the series ready to buy when I'm off my book buying ban, so I'm definitely picking it up now, considering I need to know answers. We do have, I think, like 2 chapters from the new book. Broken Prince is the next one, so I do have 2 chapters from that book to like hold me off for now until I get my hands on the second book. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to let my thoughts sink in for this one. I don't know what to think right now, you guys. I genuinely do not. I mean, I enjoyed every single second of it, like up until the ending. I mean, I was gonna say that it was a 5 stars through and through, but definitely need to sit on it now. Overall, like the writing was amazing. I flew through this. I was so hooked to it the entire time. Like I finished this book in 2 days, which is crazy. It is a shorter book, but still. Just reading about like old money and like rich people drama. I don't know why I'm so interested in that, but it was a very good storyline, so I'll give it that. Because we're officially done Paper Princess now, I do have our 2 next book options, and these were the selected 2. Maggie Moves On by Lucy Score and Heartless by Elsie Silver. We're gonna check to see what the vote is. I looked at it like 30 minutes after I posted it, but I haven't checked it since, so I'm curious to see what ends up winning. I'm kind of nervous, to be honest, because I low-key want one to win. Yay! Oh my gosh, you guys, yay. It was very close, very, very close. But Heartless actually won with 53%, and Maggie Moves On had 47%, so it was pretty close. I'm very happy Heartless won because this is the book I definitely wanted to read next. I'm in a cowboy romance era, you guys. The weather is getting warmer. It's just like bringing out those vibes in me for some reason, so I'm so happy that this one won. It's the second book in the Chestnut Spring series. This is Cade and Willa's book. I remember Cade from the first one. I don't remember Willa at all, like if she was even in it. I just don't remember. I'm debating if I want to annotate this. I might annotate it. Like I might underline a few things, but I'm not gonna go like full core annotating mode on it. We'll see. Ooh, the line on the front says my contract is for 2 months, but my heart says this is forever. Cade, what are you talking about? I could never see Cade in a relationship, so I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure it's also single mom. Sorry, single dad. Interesting. I'm super, super excited, and we're just gonna get this started. Yay! You guys, I can't with this quote. Page 55, it said, her eyes narrow, but she turns them back on me. I applied for that job. She sniffs again as she straightens. Yeah, and my daddy said he'd rather roll around in the manure pile than hire you. This little boy. I feel like kids are never afraid to say what they want to say though. So I love that about little kids. And he's like 5, so so good. I'm back home. I have a first impressions update for you guys. Even though my first impression update is literally like 85 pages in, that's exactly where I stopped, chapter 9. I'm just loving the book so much, you guys. This is making me so excited for summer. Reading these types of books right in the season that we're at right now, because summer obviously hasn't started yet. It makes me so happy because it gets me excited for summer, even more than I already am. I'm just loving it. Like Cade and Willa, they're making such an interesting couple to read about. It's just so enjoyable. And Willa, can I just say this? Willa is very, very, very quickly becoming like one of my all-time favorite book characters ever. And that's saying a lot because I get attached to characters, and once I do, they never leave my brain. And it definitely takes me a while to become extremely attached to ones that I love that I'll never ever forget. So the fact that Willa is so quickly, only 85 pages in, becoming one of those types of characters for me is crazy. Like, I'm so excited to see more about her because like obviously we didn't really read about her in the first one, so she comes barging in here with all this personality and like this amazing character, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I aspire to be her. Like, she literally is not afraid to put up with anyone. Like, she will put her foot down, she'll call you out on your I aspire to be her. Girl frickin' boss right here. So we're 85 pages in. Obviously Willa is Cade's new nanny for his son Luke. He's 5 years old. He's so cute. I know I'm also gonna like Luke a lot. I mean, I already like him. He's the cutest little kid ever, but the whole dynamic of all the characters is perfect. Cade is extremely grumpy. He's so hard to tell like what he's feeling, where his emotions are at. Like, he's just impossible. Then we have Willa, and she obviously has a big heart, but she's not gonna put up with that. Even though she's so loving and caring and all this, like, she's not gonna put up with his crap. So that's that. And then we have Luke, and he's just such a cute little boy. He's so adventurous, so charismatic. I love him. Those are the vibes going on right now. I'm excited to see where it goes, and like, you know, Cade breaking out of his shell a little bit, hopefully. And I'm just gonna continue reading. I'm gonna try not to binge it, but that's basically all that's going on right now. I'm loving it, annotating it like you guys saw. My coffee is delicious, and we're gonna continue reading. I'm a sweet girl. I'm here with an update. Update time, finally. I made it to page 206, chapter 18. We're on Cade's chapter. I'm also officially like halfway done this book. I think there's 410 pages and I'm 206. So I feel like we made it to the halfway point now. I'm really enjoying it, guys. I don't really remember everything that happened in Flawless, so I can't really compare them and say what one I like more so far, but I feel like when I finish the book, I can decide then. But this one, I can just say that is a really good continuation for the series. It's made me like Cade so much more. Because the first one, we got little snippets of him, but we didn't get to really know like who he is, how his personality really is. So we're really learning that in this book, obviously because it's his book, but I don't know, like, I just have a very special place in my heart for these characters. I don't know why I feel so connected to these ones in particular, because I didn't feel that way in Flawless, you know? But Willa is still, like, so good. Like, she's giving hardcore main character energy, and I'm loving every single second of it. I'm gonna continue reading this. Everything that's going on right now, I feel like we're getting to the parts that I can't really share too much, but let's just say there's a lot of tension in the house because Willa is living with Cade and Luke. She's the nanny, so she lives there full time. There's getting to be a lot of tension, and there is the age gap, but it doesn't feel like an age gap. I thought to mention that in case I haven't already, in case you just don't like age gap. I don't know why I just randomly said that to you guys. I just wanted you guys to know. Willa and Luke's relationship is just so cute and wholesome. I just can't get enough of it. That's another thing I'm absolutely loving. He's just such a pure soul and such a cute little kid. Those are the updates right now. I'm gonna make some food and continue reading. I really want to try to finish this book either today or tomorrow.
I know that I'll be fine, but I can't tell.
Update time. As you guys can see, we're almost done the book. I'm currently on page 350, chapter 31. We're on a Willa chapter. I'm still just so in love with her, you guys. There's been so many freaking quotes where I'm just like, I love her. I love her. Oh my god, I want to be here. Yes, queen. We love you. I'm just so obsessed with her. I'm literally almost done this book and I don't know what else to say. I've been annotating so much of it and I feel like not only am I just enjoying the book, but I'm enjoying the universe. Like the whole Chestnut Springs universe is everything to me, and I forgot how much I love all these characters and just like everyone in this world, if that makes sense. So we're almost done the book. I'm finishing it like right now. Like I'm sitting here, I'm not moving until we finish this book. I don't want to update you guys on too much that's going on because we literally have 60 pages left. I don't want to just like go into everything that's happening because we're at the end of the book, but all you need to know is that the last chunk of the book is, I feel like, setting up for the next book in the Chestnut Springs series, because we're getting a lot of, what's his name, Jasper, I think it's Jasper, I could be wrong. We're getting a lot of him, and for some reason I feel like he might be the next book that we focus on. So I feel like that's what this chunk of the book is, and I feel like a lot of series do that. That's what I feel like we're kind of getting into right now, but I like how we're kind of getting to also know Violet, which is the Eaton boys' little sister, which I don't even remember her from the first book if she was in it. That's kind of interesting to get to know Violet and Salome, which is her best friend, which they look at as their cousin, I should say. I don't know, I'm just enjoying the vibes. I'm here for the summer vibes that it's giving, and like, who doesn't want to read about cowboys, you know? Yay! Okay, let's finish this.
But think about the time when
Harvey is also a character that I absolutely just love. The dad of the Eaton boys, his name's Harvey, if you haven't read anything from the series, and he's just a good vibe too. He's that iconic, cool grandpa that takes care of everyone, is so funny, has like a sense of inappropriate humor, like he makes dad jokes, but like they're inappropriate. He's just a good vibe too, and deep down he's a sweetheart, and I feel like that's where all the Eaton boys get their charm from their dad.
made it to your first show. Took hours to get there under the weather, but I would do it all again. How do I go from here? Oh, it's not making any sense at all.
I'm literally tearing up right now.
'Cause in a moment it was over. All these years for a second of closure.
One more chapter and then we're at the epilogue. I'm literally sobbing. It's not even the end of the book yet and I'm like tearing up.
Still I miss you next October. How will I know?
Only Willa. In recent days, I've gone from excited to wishing I could issue an eviction notice. If you know, you know.
Without you in my life. Without you in my life.
This book was so cute. Okay, after letting my thoughts sink in a little bit, because I finished this book, I just was feeling so many emotions, and I was like, okay, I need to like take a second before I even say anything to you guys. So I think I'm ready to talk about this book. I loved it right from the jump. I just loved it. I love this series, and this book officially confirmed it, because the first one I was like, okay, great, it's amazing, 5 stars. Second book is where you, I feel like, find your love for a series. If you love the first and second one, at least for me, that's how it works. So I really enjoyed this. And speaking of, hello, I didn't even realize actually that I put on this sweater today to read this book. That's so funny now that I'm realizing. Besides the point, I think I'm gonna settle with a 4 out of 5 for this one. I didn't want to jump right to conclusions and go like 4.5. I wanted to, but then when I thought about it more, I was like, okay, there was a surprise at the end that I knew was going to happen. I just knew it. As soon as one thing was mentioned a little bit more than halfway, I was like, okay, I know exactly how this is gonna end, and it did, which kind of annoyed me because I just hate that whole situation. But how the book wrapped up with that said situation, As you could see, it made me tear up. I was just feeling all the emotions. Like, again, this is another romance book that just makes you believe in true love. So I'm gonna settle with 4 out of 5 for this. I know I said that I'm probably gonna keep ratings until the end, but I just thought to tell you guys because like I don't think my ratings could change for this, to be honest. So we're gonna stay with 4 out of 5 for this, but we are gonna pick up our last book in this rating vlog. I posted the poll probably, I want to say like 2-3 hours ago. I haven't looked at it. I completely forgot about it, and so I'm about to look at it, and I'm actually kind of nervous because I don't know what's gonna be chosen basically. But for our 2 options, we had The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is on my TBR this month. I've been dying to read this. I've told you guys I've been planning on reading this and I just never have. So this is definitely one of our options. And then also If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. Pause. I have no idea why I said that. The book title is clearly If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. So sorry guys. I've been meaning to get around to this one as well because I just want to see the wrap up of If He Had Been With Me. Like, I've just been really curious, and I know there's a lot of mixed opinions of like people saying like, oh, this book was not good, or like, oh, this is like meh. So I just want to see what everyone's saying, and I want to finish it just for myself so I get that closure of finishing that little mini duet, if you can even call it that. So these are our 2 options. Let's check this poll. I'm like scared to check. Why am I scared to check? I know what one I want to win, but we're gonna see. Wow, that was really, really close. The one I wanted to win didn't end up winning, but it's okay. If He Had Been With Me won with 52%, which I was actually surprised because this is a more trending book now, but they're both like really popular books. This one won with 52%, and then The House Across the Lake had 48%. So this is the one that I wanted to read a little bit more just because I feel like it's gonna keep me hooked a lot better, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna get around to this someday. So that means we are going to read If Only I Had Told Her for the last book in this reading vlog. I'm very nervous to go into this with what I've heard about it and like what other booktubers that I've watched and have read this have said about it. I don't know. Hopefully it will be like super fast paced. Hopefully it won't drag on like If He Had Been With Me did, because if you guys know my opinions on that, the book was very okay, but I said in my review that the book was very just flatline until the last like 50 pages, and that's what everyone reads it for, is the ending. So hopefully this one isn't like that because we kind of already know that big ending. So this is kind of like the events that follow, I hope. It's also said that this book is told in Finny's POV, so we kind of get like that side of the whole first story in Finny's POV. But then when I've watched reviews and stuff on it, they said it's nothing like that, and there's a bunch of other random POVs in this. So I don't know. We're just gonna go into it solely because I just want to have that closure, and I just want to see if Laura Nolan is going to break our hearts again. So this is gonna be our next book, is what I'm trying to say. 30 pages in and I have an update. Currently on chapter 4, page 31, and like, okay, everything that I was kind of iffy about like going into reading this book is happening. But like, I'm willing to give it more time because like we're only 30 pages in. So like, I definitely have to give it a lot more time to form a full opinion before I say, no, I don't like it, you know? But it seems like so far we are in Finny's point of view. I don't remember or like know how far back we are in time from when Finny's POV starts. I don't know if we're all the way back at freshman year, which I'm assuming, that's my guess. It doesn't say, but I feel like we're kind of thrown back into freshman year of high school. And like, this is when they start not becoming friends. Like they start to get distant because they're childhood friends. And so that's when I feel like this book is starting. Hopefully this whole timeline of Finny's POV that we get is from right now all the way to the end of when we saw him at the point of the last book. I don't want to say too much from the first one because I could spoil it completely, but it seems like a big chunk of this book we have Finny's POV, and then we have a chunk for Jack's POV, and then we have a chunk for Autumn's POV, which Jack is Finny's best friend. I'm curious to see his POV, but the lighting is so weird, but I wanted to read you a quick quote because like, obviously since we just got Autumn's POV last time, we didn't get to know like how Finny was feeling when they started to become distant stuff. We knew Autumn's side of the story, but we didn't know Finny's. So hearing his side is just kind of breaking my heart, I can't lie. This says, time was what I needed to become a better version of myself. While Autumn ignored me, I transformed myself. So though it hurt whenever I was near her, I ignored that and stared at her out of the corner of my eyes like an addict desperate for a fix. But I gave Autumn time, and I gave Autumn space, and I worked on myself. it's just like, I know this book is gonna show me a completely different side and version of Finny that Autumn kind of created for us through her POV. Hearing it all from Finny now is just gonna like break my heart. I just know it. We're 30 pages into it. I'm gonna continue reading. It's super slow, but I'm not surprised considering how slow the first one was. We'll see what ends up happening, but right now I'm gonna give it time to grow on me before I say if I'm enjoying it or not. I have no lashes. Okay, the lighting is kind of being like really weird, but I have an update from you for my car because I don't know why, but I've been obsessed with reading in my car lately. I don't know what it is about, but it's just so peaceful for some reason, like just reading in my car. So we have an update. I read so much last night. I made it to page 120, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. I just was mindlessly reading. Like, it wasn't even like a type of thing where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read until this page and then I'm gonna stop. It was just kind of reading, and then I kept reading and kept reading, which that's a good sign because this book is pulling at my heartstrings, you guys. I really hope Laura Nolan doesn't break my heart all over again. Reading about these characters again and kind of being in this universe all over again, it's bringing everything back and it's just hurting my heart so much. So I'm almost already finished Finny's POV, which is mainly like the only thing I really cared about, to be honest. But I figured out the timeline because the last clip I was like so confused on like where we kind of are in the story from the first book. Right now we're leading up to the events from like I don't want to spoil anything. Oh my gosh, this is so hard right now. Right from when things happen between Autumn, Finny, and their friend group, like that situation, leading all the way up to the last page of If He Had Been With Me. I feel like that's Finny's POV. Like, if you know, you know, but we're getting it all from his POV and his words and his thoughts. And then the next POV is Jack, which he has a big chunk of the book. So I'm curious to see what he has to say. This whole chunk right here is Finny's POV. This middle chunk right here is Jack's POV. And then the rest of the book is Autumn's POV. So I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. I'd be lying to you if I said I'm not, because I don't want to relive the last few pages of If He Had Been With Me all over again, and that's exactly what's happening. Like, literally right at the page I'm at, 120, is right when things go down. And I'm like 120 to 150, I don't think I can handle it. So I'm just like really nervous. Anyways, we're gonna continue reading is what I'm trying to say. That wasn't really an update for you guys, but genuinely I'm just at a loss of words and just scared at this point. Guys, I literally have less than 10 pages of Finny's POV and I'm about to break. I swear, like, this is gonna get insane. I've literally already started to tear up. Oh, I just can't say anything, so you guys are just gonna have to like base everything off my reactions and just like believe my reaction of how heartbreaking the situation is. And like I said, reliving this whole thing is freaking crazy. Oh, I did not think it was gonna hit me all over again, like if not harder. Like, it's hitting me so much harder than it did like the first time. I know what's gonna happen, but just hearing it from Finny's point of view just changes everything for some reason. Anyways, page 143, chapter 17. So confused. Oh my gosh. I feel like it's gonna hit me so much freaking harder once I hear everything from Autumn's POV, because kind of just like how the first book ended, it happened, there was just a lot of things said but not explained. It was just thrown at us and then it's like, okay, that's the end of the book. So I feel like now that things have happened, we heard Finny's POV, we are gonna hear Jack's. I don't know why Jack has a POV and for so long, like it doesn't really make sense. Hopefully it will, but like I just don't understand why his POV was needed. I'm sure we'll learn why though. And then we have Autumn's POV. Oh my god. Anyways, we made it to 155, so I'm just gonna keep reading. Hopefully not bawl my eyes out. Another update. Made it to page 212, chapter 9. We're still in Jack's POV. And I originally just was gonna kind of finish Jack's POV and then update you after I got to Autumn's POV, because like I told you guys, I didn't see a point on why we had Jack's POV. Like, he wasn't even a big person that I can remember in the first book. So I was just kind of confused on like his whole purpose of having the biggest chunk of a POV in the book. But now I'm kind of seeing the reason for it. I still think that Finny and Autumn should have had more of the spotlight, and then Jack maybe a smaller part of the POV, which I feel like that's also another thing that everyone says like wrong about this book, that they don't like, is that he didn't deserve that big of a POV. But I can see how Laura Nolan wanted to include this section, because it's obviously talking about frick, I can't even say that. The one thing I can say about Jack's POV and what I'm enjoying is just watching him deal with grief and losing someone. I think Laura Nolan is doing an absolutely amazing job speaking about grief and speaking about how to move forward from it and all the lows that someone goes through when they lose someone so significant to them. I think that so far is the only pro I can really say about Jack's POV, is just getting to know that vulnerable side of him and really what he's going through throughout this whole entire process. So we are halfway through the book and I'm enjoying it. To be honest, I'm enjoying it a lot more than if he had been with me, which is surprising because I thought it would be the exact opposite. But I feel like knowing that whole story and now just getting a continuation of it with a lot more answers, I feel like that's what's making me enjoy it so much more. Those are your updates. Let's try to finish this book. I'll update you guys when I get to Autumn's POV. We're back to reading outside, you guys. As you can see, I started reading Autumn's POV, and I didn't update you during Jack's like throughout as much, even though it was like almost 200 pages of his POV, but it's only because he was kind of talking about the same things. But the main thing I just want to highlight throughout that, without giving any spoilers, is just the way that Laura Nolan represented grief. I think that was written so beautifully and really added so much to the story that I didn't even know was important, but it was. So I really did enjoy Jack's POV, but now we're going into Autumn's. I'm very nervous to see everything that happens and how this ends, because we end with hers. She's gonna wrap up the book first, and I'm just like really nervous about it because I don't know what's gonna happen with everything that just happened with her specifically in the last page of Jack's chapter. We're gonna see how Autumn wraps up this book. I'm very nervous and scared for her as a whole, like as a character, so hopefully she'll be okay by the end of this book. I officially have one more chapter. We're about to finish this book. Let's pray I don't cry. Let's pray that this book doesn't break me completely. I'm a little broken, can't lie, but pray together. Cute, cute, cute. Sort of. Didn't really like the ending, guys. That whole little thing that got dropped just now, I was like, why? First of all, why? Second of all, confusion. That's the word I'm looking for. Confusion. Well, it didn't break me. Didn't break me. I'm not gonna lie though, Finny's POV was really hard to get through. When I tell you guys I've had 3 different forms of caffeine today, I'm not lying. I've officially finished all the books that we're gonna read in this reading vlog, and I want to talk about them. Let's do a quick little recap. So we first read Paper Princess by Aaron Watt. I was not expecting to love this book as much as I did, you guys. I know in my TBR video I predicted that this was gonna be a 5 stars, and trust me, it was very, very close, but it wasn't 100% there. But I can tell you that I will be continuing this series ASAP as soon as I'm off my book buying ban, which is coming up, guys. It's coming up. I can buy books April 30th. It's literally marked on my calendar. I'm counting down the days, minutes, seconds, literally counting down to the very instant I can step inside that bookstore and buy as many books as I want. there's my rant. I hope you enjoyed. Anyways, I have come to the conclusion that I'm going to rate this a 4 out of 5 stars. The ending wasn't the happiest with the whole cliffhanger situation, so that definitely hindered the rating a little bit, but hopefully the next book in the series and continuing on will be maybe a 5 stars. Overall, I really enjoyed this. Ella, the main character, she carried the book for me. I said that during my thoughts while reading this book, and she just definitely is gonna stick with me. I really liked her as a character, so 4 out of 5 for this one. Then we read Heartless by Lucy Silver. Ugh, this has become my new favorite in the series for sure. Cade and Willa have my heart. Their dynamic was absolutely perfect. Luke, the little boy in this, he was so cute. And Willa obviously is one of my new favorite characters ever. Out of all the books I've read, she is one of my favorite characters. This is a 4 out of 5. I'm still kind of debating between a 4 and a 4.5, but if anything, it sits in between at like a 4.25, but 4 out of 5 we're gonna stick to. Absolutely cannot wait to read the third one in this series. It's gonna get even better. I just already know it. And then we finished the book off with If Only I Had Told Her by Laura Nolan. I expected this one to not be as good as the first one. And with that being said, I didn't even really enjoy the first one that much. I'm pretty sure I rated the first one a 3 out of 5, but I like this one a little bit more. I can't lie. There was just something different about this book. I think maybe knowing the full story from the first book and then just getting a little bit more answers, getting some closure, being less confused in this book, I feel like that made me enjoy it more than the first one. Make sure you guys check the trigger warnings. This book was definitely hard to read, and I would say a little bit harder than the first just because this one felt a lot more serious, if that makes sense. So this one, in my opinion, was way better written than If You Had Been With Me, and I feel like it just had more emotion in it, and I loved it. I think I'm gonna rate this one a little bit better than If You Had Been With Me. I'm gonna go with a 3.5 for this one. It obviously isn't my favorite book. It wasn't absolutely amazing, but I did enjoy it a lot more than the first one. So this one I think is gonna go with a 3.5. I'm feeling pretty confident with that rating. I know I'm kind of just rating it right after I finish it, which I told you guys I wasn't gonna do, but for the sake of the outro of this video and everything like that, that's the rating we're gonna stick to. And if I do change it, you guys will definitely know by my wrap up at the end of the month. That will be my final rating for it. So overall, I think we picked up some amazing books in this reading vlog. We had all 3 stars and up ratings for this, which is kind of crazy. And I'm so happy that I got to include you guys in a reading vlog. I love getting you guys involved in my videos and give you guys the opportunity to participate in my reading vlogs because I don't know, it makes my videos feel so much more special because I actually get to interact with you guys and include you in the videos I film for you. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this type of reading vlog. If you guys want another part to this, if we should do it again, please let me know down below because I had so much fun with this. Just kind of allowing you guys to choose for me makes my life easier because I'm so indecisive, and 2, it's just so much more fun, so then you guys have a say, you know? Be sure to let me know, and while you're down there, make sure you check out my Patreon to join my Patreon family because we have so much fun over there. They got to see so many behind the scenes of all these books and all my final thoughts before you guys are even seeing this video, so make sure you guys check that out down below. But other than that, I really hope you guys are having an amazing, wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. A helicopter really wants to go by right now.
You're so cute. I just love you. I love you.
I'm being stared at by my neighbors. You guys, you have to be kidding me. I completely forgot about this. I have a full coffee in here from yesterday, and I just made another one. I guess we have 2 today. It ended in a cliffhanger on me.
You look so pretty in the sun.
It's okay. 7.
Ugh. Are you feeling better after puking all over my room?
I'm very nervous. I don't even know what options I'm gonna give you guys yet, so I don't even know why I'm nervous. Plus, does that even make sense? Probably not, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. I know I've been saying to you guys, I really want to finish this book today. No. Mixed opinions. Have mixed opinions, not gonna lie. Everything that Wait, hold on. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. If I cry, I cry. If I get broken, I get broken. Laura Nolan knows. No. Why does it always fall on me? Oh my god, that's a pink car. I love pink cars.
Oh my god!
Confusion. Thank you. We're powered by caffeine, Ummy girl. I have come. Why can I not speak?